Hello everyone and welcome to Hinamatsuri episode 12. The show that we thought would never end has finally ended, and we are free from our mortal coil. I'm Scott, and I am happy to be done.
Congratulations! I'm
Over
so
here
happy
we've got Eric, who's very happy.
I'm so happy.
And then over in the corner sniffing we have Brandon, who's also very happy.
Hi.
So that does mean that now you can't edit out that sniffle, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You're supposed to edit out all of them.
Oh, we
I'm in
do.
a constant state of being sick.
Hey, Brandon, don't worry. We know that we have to.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, we
That
work
joke
hard
just
on
won't
that.
make sense.
Ooh. We actively work. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's how work works. This is the final episode. We're finally fucking done. I'm so happy. What happened here, guys?
Well, you see, when a show has money to make stuff, but it's bad.
You know,
Phil didn't have money. Let's be honest here.
Sometimes you follow your dreams. Sometimes it works. Sometimes you hire a staff of people that shouldn't be in animation. So sorry, Studio Feel. There's always a McDonald's around the corner.
Yeah, see, this on a serious note, this is the kind of crap that Miyazaki always hates on and gets made fun of for hating on, is just, like, poor quality animation that doesn't really go together. You can see from, like, scene to scene, clearly there's different amounts of talent and skill, and, like, the animation doesn't flow together, and it's just not a quality product.
Yeah, like they really are a new company that didn't hire experienced people, I guess.
I'm a new company.
Excuse me, yeah. I guess shit, they
I
have
looked
been
at
around
when
for a
I
while.
last,
I'll be honest here. I just
2002.
okay. See, I'll be honest here. I just kind of in my mind dismissed everything that they've ever done because it's all garbage.
But they did episode 2 or season 2 of Snafu.
All garbage.
Yeah,
Kiss
Snafu doesn't have a
exists.
second season.
All garbage.
But yeah, Hinamatsuri. So, this episode was what you predicted, Eric, basically.
Yeah, they spent 10 minutes resolving the Hina in the mountains, 1 minute with a fun slideshow of, oh man, I sure love you. Like, literally, hold on, real quick.
That was so dumb.
That slideshow of, wow, look at how far we've come, half of that was him twirling Hina around in a scene that never happened. What the hell? And then the end half of the episode
Wasn't that supposed to... I thought that was the scene where he, like, swung around, hit her foot.
Oh, you know what? I guess it was. Never mind. But, like, that's missing the important part there, that joke bit at the end where he breaks her foot.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then the second half of the episode does the time skip, and then doesn't show any but 2 of the characters in the time skip. So thankfully we get some resolution and progression in 2 of the tertiary characters of the story. Oh boy, it leaves a real great taste in my mouth for the season 2 we're thankfully never getting.
Like, I just watched this episode an hour ago, and all I can think of for the rock guy's name is the rock guy.
Wait,
Yeah.
did they ever say his name?
Definitely. I'm pretty sure.
And
And if not, who cares? It's the rock guy.
He's the rock guy.
I like how he wore the same shirt for 3 years.
I like how they started to do some kind of speaking different languages thing with Japanese and Chinese, and then just stopped. And the Chinese people just spoke Japanese the whole time.
Yeah, actually.
I mean, I couldn't tell. I guess the Chinese parts just didn't have subtitles.
There was one line where they didn't have subtitles for Chinese, yeah. And it was just nothing there.
It's all the same language.
Yeah, they
yeah.
got moon roots.
There's 2 languages in this world, American and foreign.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I speak American.
Ooh.
Classic Brandon hating on foreigners. Back for the last part.
That wasn't hating, okay? That was just pure ignorance.
Oh, okay. My mistake.
And
I guess I showed my ignorance.
You're looking at things from an American's perspective.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, first half of the episode though, it's a little weird. Like, it's just like a non sequitur of a finale, and like she shows her powers to 3 people, and they just kind of buy it immediately, and it doesn't mean
Holy
anything. So
freak.
there's no
Well,
kind
this
of
is
resolution
floated. You can't really not buy it.
there. Yeah, yeah, but like
Yeah, but-
they didn't really react, and then it didn't matter because we're not going to see her ever again with those characters.
It's such a non-finale half of an episode.
Yeah.
Like, the second half isn't much better, but at least, like, the fact that it connects to the beginning makes, like, a closed circle type thing, but the first half of this half ending is such a non-ending, and friggin' Nita has, like, 2 lines this whole episode or something, and one of them's, like, a father line where he's like, "You made me worry again, ho ho ho." I'm like, please, no.
Are we never gonna see Hitomi again?
Well, we're never going to see any of these characters
The show's
again.
never gonna be ending. But you said, like...
Oh, they're
like,
dead.
I get those 2 guys.
They're
I
dead.
don't even know who the 2 guys were, but do they go to, like, new characters after this, or...?
Oh no, so the time skip, right, and I was wrong, I said before, this is around when the time skip happened, there's just been so much skipped that I didn't really get it. I was confused, basically, but also they skipped the best chapter where she learns English, but she only learns it from, like, the army, so she just swears on everything. But anyways, they go back to Nita and Hina, and they move somewhere, and they're still in Japan, they're still in the Yakuza and all that. And everyone's, like, older, they're in high school. Hitomi, I don't think, goes to high school because she's running a company at that point. And, like, Rock Scion comes to Japan and tries to, like, start up a company and stuff. It's weird stuff, but it's still around the same characters. Those 2 guys...
Rock Scion is the rock guy.
Yeah. The two guys that were in the, like, igloo this episode, like, have about as much appearance in the rest of the show as they did there, which is to say they are in the high school and they were like, "We saw something that we can't tell people," or something, and that's about it.
The rock guy. I didn't realize we were watching End Ride.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Also, we reviewed Hoseki no Kuni months ago.
Yes. And no one saw it, so that joke will make no sense.
No, that was one of our more viewed ones, because it was like a hot season at the time. Hot show at the time. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Get over it. Yeah, but it focuses on characters that don't matter this episode, i.e. not Nita and barely Hina. There's no Anzu, no Hitomi, and like...
It's not even like closing character arcs for those characters.
Yeah. Like literally our closing character arcs are not even that closing, and for the rock guy and Island Girl. Like...
Yeah, and it's like, I will start learning Rock Scion magic, and I will go to Japan. These are openings of new character arcs.
Also, what the fuck is this guy's plan? I'm going to learn real magic for this new genre that requires me to do real fucking magic. Let's go to America. They have magic in America, right?
Alright, I will admit my favorite part of this episode, the one thing I thought was pretty funny, was when she's, like, talking to him. They're talking in the like, cafe or whatever, right. And they both are thinking how the other is crazy. And she's like, this guy wants to learn magic, he's clearly crazy. And then he's like, this girl is talking to hand puppets or whatever, she's clearly crazy.
That was very good. There were a couple moments like that this episode. Like, if it were a standalone episode, it would have been, like, a better one.
Yeah. Not being the final, this would be much better. And you could cut out the, like, 2 minutes of wasted time on that end credits.
Weird-ass slideshow. I'm so proud of you, my daughter. Oh, God.
Yeah, you can go on.
I was going to, like, name one of my other favorite parts of the show that impressed me, but go for it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the other end credits at the actual end.
Oh, my God.
Were super weird, because they reminded me of, like, Gintama at the end of, like, a season or a big arc. They'll do that kind of thing and show, like, every scene, like, big scenes from the arc. And that was sort of like that again, but they'd just done that, and this time it was just showing stuff revolving around Island Girl and stuff. It was like, why?
And it was like a weird, sad-ish song, like a slow one, and yeah, just pictures of her like fucking around, half of it from that episode.
Yeah.
Like...
I didn't actually put together that the girl who was on the island was the girl in the beginning, because every character looks exactly like to me, until they actually showed her
that's
in
racist.
the martial arts outfit.
Right, nice. Also, good catch there, Scott.
Lovely. That's not racist. I can actually tell Asian people apart.
I mean, in real life, it's a lot easier than in anime.
It's easier in most animes, too, but every fucking character looks exactly the same. Like I think it was 2 episodes ago, the Yakuza guy, and then just the news editor.
Right.
Yeah, those last
exactly
episodes.
They
are the exact same. One has grayer hair, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Like, I'm pretty sure that it was actually secretly the same guy.
It definitely was the same character model.
Wait. Why is the Yakuza guy in charge of the editors?
But come on, Studio Feel wouldn't reuse previously used assets or, like, entire scenes in animation, would they?
No.
Give them too little credit.
Which reminds me of a scene from this episode where they reused the first episode.
Yeah. And I mean, like, it was better quality animation than most of the show, but still, that's pretty cheap, dude. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's probably doesn't cost more if you use it twice.
Yeah, see, it's also, it misses, like, the point of reusing animation, like, big special moves or transformation sequences, are obviously cost-saving techniques, because they just show the same footage every time, but it's like a cool moment. The good ones are cool moments that are recognizable, and you can be like, oh, this character's special thing is that they always do this thing. But this is just a scene that's the same in the first episode and the same in the last episode, so it's not like a special thing to remember.
Yeah.
I think they said different things. I remember she was talking about Hina in the first part, and we couldn't see Rock Guy.
I think they just cut out that line, because like it used the same still image of her blocking it. She just didn't
I was
say
like,
the line
I know
after.
what the thumbnail is. The same was the first one.
Yep. Hey, we're gonna reuse that. I actually legitimately thought, hey, now we can reuse assets too. That was what went through my head.
For all future podcasts, can we just use former podcasts and re-level them?
No, man, I gotta use my GIMP skills. They're getting rusty.
Class.
But probably just keep using thumbnails because no one gives a shit about shitty GIMP.
No, GIMP's great.
They're fun. They're definitely fun.
GIMP can do everything that Photoshop can do, but better and for free.
Yeah, but like
It's actually really highly rated.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. I guess people. Honestly, I think that if we hadn't read the manga, we would like it more.
Yeah,
I don't.
But then also, like, other people are super into it that read the manga, and I can't get that. Because, like, they clearly got something different out of the manga than I did. Because, for me, this is just, like, an insult to fast-paced comedy.
Yeah.
Because it's all about being slow and caring about the characters without earning it with comedy first.
Yeah, and not only that, like, they just handle the characters so poorly because of how they skip arounds and how they structure the episodes.
I mean, being honest, Studio Phil wouldn't be a business now if they didn't have some fans. So I guess it just ticked those people's boxes.
Yeah, like it's a popular show, I guess, because of something.
Everyone didn't think it was going to be incest, and then there was no incest.
Oh, so it got the pedos in, and then they stuck around because
at least there were less CGI crowd shots in their last show.
Yeah, it's always good. CGI crowd shots are usually pretty terrible, except in The Boy and His Beast. Other way around, The Beast and His Boy. Who cares?
What? What?
I don't.
Okay, and I am going to say this as a complete contradiction. Those literally are the worst part of that movie, and dragged me out of that movie super hard.
Scott, they made me laugh so hard.
I've never seen
They made me laugh so hard. They're so funny.
They look like someone made like Play-Doh on stick figure models and stuck them in the background.
They should not exist, and I love it. Oh my god, they look so funny, and I loved it so much. Yeah, it was terrible. But... Anyway, yeah, I mean, so the fight scene was like higher quality than usual, but like still, like the fight style was just do a quick movement, so they don't need many in between frames. So it wasn't really that fluid. But
also, they already showed it.
And they already showed it. They had like a couple different sequences, but yeah, they still showed it. So
I didn't actually find any parts funny this episode.
Okay. So the thing that Scott said in the cafe, that got me like out loud chuckles for a little bit. I had to pause the video for a couple seconds to laugh at the bit that just because it came out of nowhere and was fast earlier, where Hitomi slaps Hina and the guy says, "What did she do to get rewarded?" That got me just because it was out of nowhere for a character we knew nothing about.
Wait. You pause videos to laugh at.
Sometimes, yeah. Especially if I'm going to be talking about it later, because I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Because despite the fact that this show is terrible, I still wanted to get this podcast out.
I see.
But,
well, that makes at least one of us with any amount of work ethic for this podcast.
Oh my god,
that makes two of us.
Two? Oh, it's me and Eric then?
yeah, Brendan, the guy who's been editing the podcast.
Exactly. I have edited every episode.
Yeah, he coughs.
I won't tell you differently.
He coughs and sneezes because he wants to make us do our fair share of the work.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, I do it because I'm sick and have allergies. But...
Yeah, I know.
And then I edit it out.
Oh no, we're being edited out right now.
Oh god, we've always been fighting
edit
Eurasia.
out all the shit.
Oh, speaking of work ethics, came as a real shock to me when I learned that I have a really good work ethic, because I don't try in my studies. I just like to be doing things while at work, and that's enough to give me a better work ethic than most of the population.
Yeah, I started to
Nice.
play chess.
Shit.
At work.
Scott and I played. Nice. Scott and I played
You took
shogi
it
the
now.
other day.
Yo, Shogi's
Oh,
cool.
that's literally Japanese
Yo,
chess.
Yeah.
talking about good shows and good manga, Sangatsu no Line, immediately after the anime, goes into, like, the most intense, best part of the series. I
Holy
am
shit.
so upset that there's not more.
Is there? What are the chances of a season 4?
0, because they need a season 3 first. Got him.
What are the chances of a season 3?
It's 24 episode seasons.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think they'd need some more, because they got to... Oh, they do go really... It's weird, they go super slow, because every episode's like 2 chapters.
Right.
But the thing is that I looked through the past stuff. Basically, every volume comes out once a year, and a volume is like 10 to 12 chapters, so like 1 to a month or so.
Okay. So it's gonna be a while.
Yeah, and there's like 4 or 5 volumes out of the 13 that haven't been adapted.
So we'll get it eventually, and eventually we'll probably end up doing a podcast about that show too. Just because it's one that we actually like. My screen just turned off. What the fuck?
We can still hear you, but
Phew.
yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. The slideshow was really weird in the middle of the episode. It was really weird. It just showed a bunch of moments from earlier and was like, "Wow, you sure have grown up a lot." But she hasn't.
I don't know. See, again, that would be actually such a good comedy moment if that whole slideshow had just been like ironic slideshow instead of
Yeah.
a serious slideshow of the things that have happened in this anime, because we don't want to draw new stuff.
It would have put a lot of a better taste in my mouth if they ended it with like a cheeky thing like that than a fail at serious.
Yeah, or like the
Slideshow.
whole thing had just been clips of her doing nothing, because a lot of the time she's just sitting there doing nothing or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Or if they'd ended on a congratulations scene.
Oh my
'Cause
god.
any show that ends on a congratulations scene is a 10 out of 10.
It takes balls, kid. Balls.
Yeah, but they haven't descended yet.
Thank you so much. Any other remarks for the show? Anything we want to get out there off of our chests?
This anime would not have survived.
Do not ever make me watch something so terrible for 12 weeks again.
Don't worry, Brandon, we never will. Thankfully, we'll have control over this in the next anime season. It would not survive 1 week, Scott.
No, they would not. But we'll have details later.
Boop, ba-doop, boop, boop. Ba-doop, ba-doop.
Yeah, and if you've watched this far, wow.
Yeah, wow. If you've watched this far and watched all these episodes, even more of a wow. Because if you watch this far in the show, it means you like it. So,
Yeah. Yeah, like that one guy that commented several times. I haven't seen him around lately. Because he both times was defending the show. And I think he was just like, yeah, these guys are idiots, and stopped watching.
It's just so slow, and it doesn't try to do anything new, and it does, and it fails at it because it doesn't add anything to the original content. It just warps it.
Yeah, again, my favorite part of the adaptation was the puppet joke, because the voice acting and the little jerky movement of it added to it instead of everything else where it's straight adaptation that doesn't add to it.
Puppet bit is best bit.
That's why Berserk 2016-17 sucks, even though it's a straight panel-for-panel adaptation, whereas the 1997 adaptation, which is way more loose and just cuts out a ton of stuff and whatnot, is weird, is really great, because it has its own spirit that's a bit different.
Also, the new one looks horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
That's
But,
it.
the old one, could have looked that horrible if they'd done the direct panel-for-panel stuff, but they took it and did other things, so it wouldn't.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So that's the moral of the story is get good, studio feel, piece of shit.
Any ratings that you want to throw, or you just want to leave it as is?
7 out of 10. It's a horrible show. It's probably the worst show I've ever seen. 7 out of 10. I hate it.
Okay, good
7
reference.
out of 10.
Good reference. I would give it a solid 3 out of 10 gay piano scenes.
Oh, 4. 4,
Alright.
1,000, 2,500, 600 minutes.
525,000 moments, so dear.
glad I could contribute to this episode, as always.
Hey, no problemo. This show sucks, and I'm glad we're done.
Yeah,
God.
we're free.
we finished our first long
Splash
term
free.
series. Splash free. Is that our ending?
Yes.
Hey,
That's our ending.
Okay, well, now we should sign off.
It's a spoiler for the free reviews next time.
No, we're not doing free. Anyway, hey,
50% off.
This has been 50% off review.
Yes,
that'd be pretty hype. Yeah, this has been our Hinamatsuri weekly podcast. This is our finale of the show. Didn't feel like a finale, and this episode of the podcast doesn't either. But hey, hand in hands.
Yeah, but see, we, unlike the anime, we'll have a second season. We'll keep going. This doesn't have to be the end.
God damn it.
Old podcasts don't die, they just fade away.
Will be the Futurama of podcasts, coming on and off all over the time. I've been Eric. You didn't hear that last bit. Edit that out, Scott. I've been Eric. You didn't hear that
like a billion people.
I've been Slapdash Scott.
I'm just gonna silence that bit.
I've been
No, don't worry, I'll get it.
Okay, phew. I don't think you will.
I'll add a beep, don't worry.
I've been Eric.
Well,
don't worry, I'll add a beep.
Are we doing that bit for the final time?
And I've been Brandon, goodbye.
And I'm a puppet. Goodbye.